Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. So, I wanted to make basically another review about the Ghostlore game that I already have invested 17.7 hours, which is quite a lot to be honest for this game, but the game is really good. I really like it. There is a lot of stuff going on that I like in, those types of games. There is stuff that I don't like, like the UI I think could be, let's say, a bit smaller, adjust some stuff, blah blah blah, but it's not a big deal. Now this game um, is interesting. Let me say that. So as you can see, there is like the statistics, character stats. I'm level 31. I don't know where to start. There is so much stuff to do. It's crazy. Now, let's get with the usual thing, right? Equipment. So, as you can see, equipment, I have absolutely nothing because I'm running just glyphs, right? And those are simple glyphs and those are, compound glyphs. Now, when you come here, which is this tab, right? This is the equipment and this is the glyphs. Now, every glyph, as you can see, those dots has a shape, right? And you can only basically use, if I hover over this, or let's say this, as you can see, it's this shape, right? So even if you don't have, even if the simple glyph is not inside the compound glyph, you still get the bonus. But if you use it in a compound glyph, right, you get the simple glyph, the stats from the simple glyph and the bonus from the, from the compound glyph, as well as the bonuses that you get from compounding the simple glyph and the compound glyph, if that makes sense. Now, for example, let's say if you hover over this, right, or any glyph that you're going to use, as you can see, there is like Utula, Sona, Seli, Telo, and blah blah blah. Every glyph that you insert, and there for now there are only 4 slots that you can use, right? Every compound glyph is giving you 6 options, but you can use only 4 for now. I haven't reached end game. I don't know what's happening, but for now it's only 4. There is rarity to them, as you can see. I think this is like a legendary or gold, the usual blue. I think this is normal, right? Blue or rare. And I think this is like, I don't know, maybe rare, or this is magic, and I'm still figuring it out, right? But here is the thing. So as you can see, this is a Telo, right? And Telo here gives me 20% increased menu avoidance, right? So if I remove it and place it here, I'm losing the 6 mana points gained per second, and I'm losing the 20% minion avoidance, right? So this is something you should keep in mind. Now I have a spot here. Every level is gives you a spot. In the beginning it's going to be a bit difficult, but it's not I don't know, it's not a big problem, but it's like there is something, but I cannot exactly find out what it is, but to some degree there is something that's bothering you, but I just can't pinpoint it exactly. So some people complain about inventory space because there is a lot of stuff here, but over time, right, doing the quest, you get a pet. Now this pet, the only thing you can do, right, is it's going to gather stuff for you, but when you press the button, right, for the pet, you get an inventory, right? And you just, for example, just go, put everything there with holding control and left click, right? And just sell it. And that's it. This bag is really important. It costs you about 30,000 coins. And if you right click on it, you get all the gems inside, right? Because otherwise it's going to take you, additional spaces. It's not a big deal, I didn't have any problems with gems or anything like that, but now it's better because I can get more stuff, right? Okay, so moving on to the other thing. So inventory, which is this thing, right? This is basically the glyphs, but you can access them, from the same thing. This is where things get a bit crazy. Now let me show you something. Now as you can, I'm not going to press any buttons at all. Let me just find an enemy. If we can find an enemy. Come on, tigers. This is a shrine, by the way. Yeah, you get like a portal for... what do I call it? Like a secret room where you can, you know, you have like those 6 chests that you can just get stuff. Of course, I don't have space, which... let me just gather stuff. Yeah. So far, right, if you want to drop something, you just click it and drop it anywhere on, you know, anywhere except the, right, the slots. So you can just drop it here, you can drop it here, everywhere, like, it doesn't matter. As long as it's not a slot. Oh. Damage taken, boss. My current build actually requires a lot of mana, but I'm working on it. Because I'm trying to automate absolutely everything, so I don't... basically a walking simulator if you've played PoE, right? So this is what happens. But as you can see, I don't have mana. It's... the regen is a bit low, right? I mean, I can still shoot and stuff like that, right? But I'm aiming for just walking simulator. Here and there I can shoot because, you know, it gets a bit boring, but other than that, that's the whole deal. Now, let's go. If you press P, right, you start with a specific character or ascendancy or abilities, right? For example, I started with this, with the Sentinel, because I want minions, right? I want minions because I don't want to click anything, right? Now, the interesting thing here is that in the beginning, when you select, for example, let me move this, I'll tell you what's, you know, the additional stuff. But you start with your specific, you know, ascendancy, let's say, or whatever. Now, when you start, with every level, you're going to unlock, right, an additional slot. Now, as you can see, if I hover over this, basically everything that's, right, highlighted by the green line, right, up and down, you know, horizontally, vertically, in this case, right, or if I place it here, right, is going to buff this skill. Now I've placed it here, right, because I'm going for a specific thing here, for a specific build, which is basically triggering, right, like 25% triggers this skill, right, and this 10% trigger on minion attack, right, which, because I have this ascendancy, this is unlocked on level 15 and this is unlocked on level 30, which I didn't know. And when I made the video yesterday, I didn't know that if you ascend, right, and I don't know what's happening, right, when you ascend to level 15 or when you reach level 15, you get, you know, basically a new character that you can combine with your first character, and when you reach level 30, you get another character's basically abilities that you can combine with, you know, basically you have like 3 characters, which is crazy. You know, you can combine all kinds of stuff. Now, as you can see, if you hover over those things, right, combining this skill, right, you just click on it and place it here. With the crow, you get the last one, right? If you combine it with this thing, you get whatever. So you just hover over them, it gives you the information that you need, right? So because I have this thing, which triggers on kill, and I have this thing here, right? Because I'm not using 1 crow. In this case, I'm using 2 crows, right? I'm getting basically, I'm triggering this skill on kill and this skill on every crow, right, that attacks. And because I have, I think I have 5, right? So it's like 50%. Not really, right? But I have basically 5 chances. And I have another one here, right, which activates by the tigers and by the crows, right, by one of the crows, because there is something here that you need to notice. If I put this skill here, right, where did you go? If I put this skill here and I put this skill, let's say here again, I don't want to mess up stuff. Okay, let me move this. Okay, like this. As you can see, if I hover over this skill, the green, right, line doesn't go beyond the next skill. So everything should be used like this, for example. Just as you can see now, the green line, right, goes down because it's not prohibited, you know, by the next skill. So just keep this in mind. Let me just put this here so I don't mess stuff again. I have no idea what this was. I'll figure it out later. Maybe it was this. We'll see. Now there is a couple of things. Because I need more crows, right? I need to add additional minion multipliers, which I can get from, for example, this is something that I crafted. I had additional minions, as you can see, 16%, right? Additional minions multiplier, but I did make it like, I don't know, you know, purple or whatever, you know, and crafted some stuff in town, which gave me additional 25% minion damage and 3 mana gain per second, which is quite nice for me because I'm a minion build, right? So the 25% minion damage was actually quite nice. But it's all about, for me, it's all about triggering, right? As you can see, this skill basically uses this, right? So I can trigger, and this should not be here, but it's adding damage to this thing, to the ice trap. So, but I have some from the third character, basically, right? I have 20% increased minion, basically more 20% additional minions multiplier. Jesus Christ. And minion avoidance, you know, minion movement speed, blah blah blah. So if you do this here, you have with this one, I just have 10%, right, with the starting one, but this is way better, and that's why I've changed basically all of those to those, because they're, you know, they're better. I have more crows. Usually I can have like 3, I think, without those. Now I have 5, which is way better, right, for proccing and stuff like that. So as you can see, those basically, this goes here and it, you know, goes here, this proccing this, right? I'm still working on unlocking more basically spots here, because I need to, like right now this does only 60 to 88 damage, you know, it's nothing, right? The crows right now, these 5 crows, they're doing 500, right? 115, 138, the tiger is doing 299, 389, this one is doing 288, right? But basically I have also some chance to blind. This, I have no idea why I use it, but I'm testing stuff, you know, I'm still in the testing stage. I still don't know what exactly the end game is and stuff like that, right? And by the way, this is the logbook here is just your quests, but you won't have problem. Everything is highlighted, and you know, there is no problem at all following quests and stuff like that. But as you can see, you just, in this case, right, I just walk around and wait. If you have flasks, mana flask, which are called tonic, right, you just pop one, they just, you see, look now, they just go down really quickly. Gold is really hard to get right now, so if you get a screw or whatever you want to call this, you know, glyphs, right, just piece of paper, right, if you get something, I don't know, if you need something specific, right, use it. But for example, I don't need Telo. Telo gives mana regen and mana as well, right? But I don't want mana right now. I need mana regen. So this, for example, doesn't serve me. So in this case, what I will do, right, is just go to my inventory, open the pet, right, and just sell this thing. It doesn't give a lot, but you know, it's better to sell it than just keep it, right? Now let me go to town, which is you get this in the first quest that you're doing when you start progressing, right? If you go to town, this is where you buy potions. Make sure to buy some. This thing is quite expensive. You're going to get it, I don't know how many quests, but eventually you're going to get this book. And basically this is like a book of regret, like in PoE. What it's going to do is going to reset all the characters, right? So you can basically do another build if you want, right? By the way, looking at this, I forgot to tell you. Every, like you see, those skills are usually, you know, you cannot use them. You have to use 4 of those skills, right? As you can see down, right? And once you have 4 of those inside here, this thing will open, right? It's going to be available, so then you can actually click and use a skill. As you can see, I can use 1, but right now I don't have anywhere to like socket, or I don't know how to call it, like I guess socket or whatever, because if I move this down, I don't have anything to trigger this thing here, like this ability. And if I move this here, my chance of triggering this gets lower, but because I want to trigger it more and more, right, because of this skill and this skill, I want to keep it here. And as you can see, there is this thing here which triggers basically this thing and this thing, right? So it's all about triggering. There is still, like I said, a lot of stuff that I have to figure out, you know. But here in town, this thing is your chest, right? Storage, whatever. So what I do usually is just come here and put everything inside, because sometimes I don't want to go through all the glyphs and figure out what, you know, whatever. I just want to store them and move on with my farming and progression. Now, there is... It seems like I've reached the max. Wow. Well, I guess this was a nice thing that I did it on the video. It happened in the video. Now, as you can see, this glyph is, you know, quite high. Oh wow, this is 9,000 coins. 9,000 coins. Jeez, 6,004. Oh my god, I'm rich. Yeah, coins in these games are quite difficult to obtain. Jesus, I'm quite rich, but I don't need the money right now. Okay, so this thing, as you can see, gives you an additional stats, right? And then additional stats below. Those things are the same, you know, the normal ones. As you can see, it gives you 4% avoidance, but if you hover over this, it gives you 4% avoidance, for example, and 39 life, right? So the rarer, jeez, I cannot pronounce it. The bigger the rarity, the better, because you get more and more stats. I hope there is more crazy stuff, because this game is quite interesting, to be honest. Crafting in this, right? You get 10 white bottles. Hey baby, the cat is here. Wanna go out? Okay, so you get 10 bottles, which I don't know if you should use them. I think 10 bottles. They're white bottles. You cannot like mistake them or anything. If you click, like right click on them and use them on glyphs or whatever, right? Or in this case, equipment or glyphs, you're going to get like different shards and, you know, currency. Like, what's this? Spectral shard, and there was another thing, but this as well, right? That you can basically use to craft and improve like this, right? You just improve it. Bigger rarity, which is quite nice. I still haven't figured out this. I don't know what exactly. Oh, this is the first. Also the B. Oh, this works now as well. Because I used one. Well, as you can see, I'm still figuring it out. Okay, let's see what will happen. Combine gem. so it becomes a bigger gem. Oh, an A. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, and this is the food. The food stuff is also crazy. Everything is about stats in this game, right? So as you can see, there is a... Okay, let me do this first. And what did I get? 19 avoidance fire. Doesn't work for me. But you can just craft another one and it's going to replace it, so you don't have to like remove it or stuff. You just craft and, you know, look at the next one, next food, and you don't have to worry about you know, removing it and stuff like that, right? Wasting time on removing it. I don't know if I can actually find one of those. Maybe it was in town. I don't think they have it here. Yeah, those are like bosses with the auras underneath. And because everything is basically made to trigger constantly, right? On Q, basically this Q is triggering as well, this Q is triggering as well, so I'm triggering absolutely everything and I don't have to touch anything. As you can see, just the tiger, oops, it triggers. So I don't have to do absolutely anything, especially in the beginning, right? Except in the beginning when probably you don't have any animals, you know, just summon couple, and after that it's like absolutely just walk around and that's it. Now this is the build that I'm going for, but I have an idea for an additional one more, which we'll see what will happen. But still, you know, keep distance, you're not immortal. I died a lot of times. But just the amount of customization that you can do in this game is quite ridiculous, to be honest. I haven't seen, you know, like, I've never seen like combining stuff like this, and this triggers this, and the lines and all kinds of things. It's you know, it's like, it's quite interesting. But I'll just leave it here. The game is really nice. I would definitely recommend it, right? I definitely recommend it if you're interested in like scaling, you know, power, different items, you know, rarity, crafting, stuff like that, right? This, by the way, the glyphs, I still haven't tried any. I don't know what I can only use those, right? I cannot use those. I still haven't done anything with those because I don't have the currency. I don't know how to get it. Randomize the type of glyphs while keeping the same shit. That's nice. But yeah, I'm still in the process, you know. I just have 17 hours just testing stuff, going around, all kinds of things. Now, one thing that I need you to know is this thing here. Eventually you're going to get a quest that's going to lead you here, right? Once you get to this girl and you get the quest, you go to, you know, you have to go to a certain place, which was, I think it was this way. Let me see, I think it was this way. Here you can change the music, change the character as well. I think it was this way, and let's see. Yeah, it's this thing. You have to enter here. And what I found out is that here, you know, I don't know how many levels ago, right? But here I was leveling really, really fast. So I don't know if it's going to... Let's see. Maybe I'm a bit too big of a level. But my point is, when you get the quest, do the entire map. So you can get a couple of levels, you know. Don't just get to the quest, do it and leave, you know, just do the entire map, get the levels, because right, the more levels you have, the more slots you unlock, the more slots you unlock, the more stuff you can connect, the more stuff you can connect, the better for you. So anyhow, I'm just going to leave it here. There's still stuff that I need to discover and figure out, right? But so far the game is really interesting, and yeah, actually I do recommend it. It's quite nice, quite interesting. Bye.